over here. Hi, how's it going? I wanted to cover a few things and make a few things clear. We're gonna look at a bail us out government. They're talking about giving the veterans this big thing. I want to make it very clear. People, I'm a Republican. I vote Republican all the way down. There was two Republicans in the Senate that didn't vote for Bernie Sanders' bill, but I'm against it. But I would still, you would have had three votes with me on that one. And the reason why, and I would tell my constituents and anybody else who voted for me and got me in that position to be able to do that, I would tell them, well, the reason why is because if they want to go ahead and say, because the only reason why anybody who supports that from the VA administration wants that to pass, when there's actually going to be some people in there that are kind of that would be on the Republicans majority side that didn't go for it. Come on, lay down, Pedro. Um, the the dog just got me confused, but anyways, I would vote for it because I would have said yes because I would have went back and told people later. I'm sorry if you disagree with me doing that, but if they want to go ahead and do this, let's see what happens. Go ahead and do it. Let's see what happens. I'm not for it, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be talked to like that by some liberal who sees me every year, every day, every chance I get to support veterans whenever it's something right. I'm there, and you guys aren't, and you guys don't even know your ass from the hole in the ground whenever it comes to many things, unless you've been a veteran yourself of veteran affairs. Anyways, being a Democrat, you could care less. You're in it for a selfish reason, anyways. So, but I would have voted for it. But, anyways, the people from the VA administration are saying what I would imagine, what my opinion is that they said is what I would be saying is what the hell, they spent all this money anyways, why not spend it on the on the veterans? It's because you can go back and you can track all of the money that has been wasted and fraudulently used in the VA system, and they want more of the same. So anyways, I just want to clarify another thing. If you hear this video and you hear me explain the Bush tax cut situation here in a little bit, my view on that, and people don't even think about that. It went on for a decade, so there's a lot of evidence and a lot of proof to the Bush tax cuts. So first and foremost, I want to talk about what I mainly, I guess, wanted to start out with was the bail us out government. What I mean is, if I was your president, not only would I legalize marijuana, I'd make it like, well, these stupid people are going to be stupid anyways at times, and they're going to go out and do whatever. Might as well make it legal. Might as well make money off of it from the government's perspective, and you might as well make it where it's accessible for them to go, not get in trouble, not have any fights, keep it clean, and where it's just like alcohol. You go there just to relax or to stress down, so you're not stressed out anymore. That's what it's for. It's supposed to help people function, be able to chill, maybe, some people's perspective. And other people, medically, they should ought to have the best and most quality, not just them get it. They should have the best quality marijuana in the world. That's what you should do for medical patients. Whether they have to, eat it in a pill, like the serum, the would you say, like the sappy kind of stuff from marijuana or whatever, but only like the highest grades. Because I know that there's a difference between the qualities of types of marijuana. and some are actually proven to be more medicative, and other ones are more stimulative and would be more considered more of a drug, just a drug that gets you high, than a drug that actually helps soothe your body or whatever problem municipal purpose that you have for it in the first place. But anyways, the besides that, the if I was your president, I would bail us all out, and I would tell everybody in the whole country, you voted me in. Now vote everybody else in. You're gonna pay real close attention to what I do. I'm not gonna be a dictator ever one time. I'll always be the guy that you would want to have the beer with the whole entire term. But try to make it everybody. So what I'm saying is it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or whatever you are, you're going to get bailed out. So we're going to look at how they let these banks and whatever people get bailed out and who got bailed out. And then we'll bail out people from society according to that. And we would make it happen. And then we would tell not, I don't want to be that rude and actually flip the bird at the corporate elitists, but what I would want to do is make it set the tone and say, no, we're going to bail all these, give all these people kind of a clean slate, is what I also call it, to begin with, a new fresh start. But there's a lot of aspects and things that that I would expect to be accomplished in society. I would expect people to be able to come up, not not lower or go down their quality of living. You know, it's like 1994, which was a great time to live. 1994. um, but I'm just saying it's like that mentality over and over again. It's not because we're so many years, decades away from that, moved from that. Here we are, we're still beating a dead horse. you nobody's satisfied, right? But a lot of people are satisfied, and a lot of people are comfortable. They don't have anything to complain about, but they still see what's going on. Okay, and I would say still want to express their opinion, even though their lives aren't necessarily shabby or whatever. They just don't want to see anybody get pushed around from the government. The government is your government. They're going to tell you what to do. So I don't know what people are thinking whenever they say, oh, I want to vote for more and more and more government. You know, you want to go in there and have people go to your government that really have your back. Don't really necessarily talk that much, but whenever they do talk, they make a whole lot of sense. So I want to see Bush. See, I wanted to explain. Bush had he had a surplus going. Some of the tax cuts that he got, they were going to get money back in the long run from these businesses being able to expand their businesses or being able to put their business in a position to make more money. So the government was going to eventually, it would pay off for a country and for the war. But at the time, Bush had a surplus while the war was going. Yes, he did, because he did a balanced budget and he put one in every year so that the war and everything else was taken care of. Everything that he did as a president, yes, he did. He did a balanced budget and he orchestrated it like that. Dick Cheney, I went and seen the guy. Um, I got VIP tickets to go see Dick Cheney in Eugene, Oregon, when they were campaigning the second time, and it was awesome. I can't tell you express how awesome I believe Dick Cheney is, and how very more intelligent I think Bush is by getting a guy that's that dang smart. Because people want to talk all kinds of smack and we're gonna debunk a lot of their smack talk. Because I'm from Oregon, and I heard it all, and I wrote it all down, and I really paid attention to what people were saying. So, no, Dick Cheney had no reason to try and bank billions and trillions of dollars off of people's backs, Americans' backs, while he was in the government. He was thinking like Benjamin Franklin or something like that would have for us, for us, because they were sick and tired of us being taxed to death and being pushed around. And then you still have that opinion that they're doing us wrong out there still got out heavily, circulated big time. I had a guy actually slam his door in my face over George Bush and told me to get the freaking whatever off his property, and it cursed me out, and I was really mad at him. I was really, really, really mad because I wanted anybody who's gonna go that far to tell me off about George Bush, I wanted to write it down and find out what they personally had wrong was thinking about George Bush in particular. But still, needless to say, people want to act like political, oh, whatever, this and that's going on. Screw that. I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? And I've been a human being in my whole life. I've been a human being long enough to know how other human beings can mistreat other people. So sometimes I do. I mean, I've been known to, and I'm just like, kind of like, really, I didn't ever really act that way before. But people are really acting like sluts to me, as far as I'm concerned. Looking like a dirty little whore or something. I mean, not really. I'm just saying, I'm just calling them a dirty name. Slamming the door in my face? Are you serious? Why don't you come out here and talk to my face like that? I'll give him one of these right here. You know what I mean? Yeah, big old Popeye muscles, right? This part of my muscles are huge, and this part's all small. It just looks funny like Popeye. It's the way that my camera was going too, I'm sure. But anyways, because my muscle's way bigger than that. But anyhow, I wanted to do a chart today, and I wanted to show. So besides, I'm just saying on that last bit on the bail us out government thing. All I'm saying is, if I ran for president, I would be saying bail us out, bail us out. You're gonna go figure out how to bail us out. You're gonna bail our troops out. You're gonna make sure they don't get their asses kicked like another Somalia, and and you're gonna make sure that shit that happened over there in Benghazi shit never happens ever again. That never does not ever happen ever, 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 ever. Never, 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 ever, 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 never, 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 ever, 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 Benghazi, ever again. Okay? Serious about that. I'm serious too when I say that. I am not playing. I'm not joking when I say that. Never again. So now, well, here we are to the Bush tax cut. So what I wanted to do, I was looking for a display model scratch board. I could get some Sharpie or something. I could write on it, and you could wipe it off, or whatever, clean the board later. But write something on here and give people an example of what my brain is trying to tell you. Because if I'm telling you and you can't understand what the hell I'm saying, maybe I need to write it out for you. Maybe I need to put it and express it. See the chart. It's chart spelled just regularly, or it's fully capital chart, or chart, right? So I want to chart this Bush tax cut thing out when Bush was president. You guys keep talking, people keep talking about them bailing out the rich and them giving the most richest people on the planet tax incentives and a tax cut from Bush, and that it's wrong for us. But what I would do is I would go back and I'd say, okay, here was the law. Here was what these people agreed to when they took a bailout. There's also some stipulations to those bailouts, and there's also some stipulations to the Bush tax cuts also. What you're not ever going to see the government do and any liberal do, as long as they keep getting in there. And I don't even know that a Republican's going to even do this. But this is what I would do at any point in time. All those people better watch their ass. If I ever became president of the United States of America, they better watch out because I would go back. There was 10 years on dockets, on government files, on in government places like the IRS, you name it, okay, where they have information and anything else that I can put on my chart or chart that I would put down on there, and I would go out here and I would say, you know how you go across and you pin like this one to this guy's name and what he did and like that on a test or whatever. It might be something like that, but I'm pointing out who used the money, the tax cuts, what they did with it. Did these people? There's only like three things that in common that they can do with the money. They can either A, squander the money off, which is in my opinion illegal because that's not what the law said. That's not what the language said when they got a tax incentive, a tax break cut. Okay? So I would go back to see there if they cheated in any way through the IRS and everywhere else. I would look at their sales. I would look at everything. I would put a team of people like how Bush got Cheney like that. I would get some sick-minded person that just wants to go and just dissect these people all up like a frog in school, for what they did. I mean the rich people that you're talking about who got the bailout. So you want to see them publicly massacred? Well, don't just massacre them all. Massacre the people who just got rich off of the money or the tax incentives and didn't do anything with the money. What they were supposed to do was they were supposed to hire more people, improve their business some way or another. That was another thing. And so things like improving their products is another thing. So all of us can look at every product from then on that was even in on the thing before we even go and have our government go and do it first. We can just take a quick analysis of what products got better, who brought us whatever from that situation, okay, and didn't necessarily they didn't keep the money. They weren't supposed to keep the money. They were supposed to use the money for their business and for it to help the economy, and that's what it was for. So if they did, they're all in trouble. You could actually go back and you can make them pay some tax back, some of that money back anyways too. 10 years. We're talking about a decade. If people didn't get it straight and hire more people and they didn't expand their business, improve it, or improve the product that we buy. Everything, everybody in every store and everything, they market everything. That's who the people were that had it. So basically, don't forget every time they give them, they tax us more, or they come from a person like I would guess Hillary Clinton's perspective. she's going to go and tax those people more, or a liberal or a socialist would probably more than likely tax them more. And the businesses are going to try to get over on us when we go and buy at the store. So not just the product, but the store does it too. So talk about inflation, that's where it starts right there. They might go and try and stop these people from manipulating the price and raising the price, but guess what? If they do that, that's part of inflation, so that becomes no longer illegal or invalid for them doing that. It's inflation. But these creeps will continually insist that we don't need to be paid more. We don't need a higher cost of living. But all right, I'm gonna let you go. That's all I really have for right now. I just figure I'd make it sound smart and try not to be stupid. Later, peace.